Welcome back for another brand new video. Now, this is a pretty exciting one for us since we have been covering the Resident Evil games for quite some time now, and we have been covering what hopefully is confirmation for Resident Evil 9, and today the article we're going to be reading pretty much confirms that Capcom did say that Resident Evil 9 is in development and it's a confirmed project. So we're going to read it. I don't really know I think it's a blog article that we have actually never used before. It's just called Dom's 2 cents. So, but it does look pretty good. So we're going to check it out. And like always, just share our thoughts right at the end of reading the article. If you guys do enjoy the video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing here if you guys do enjoy the content. And turn on that notification bell so you guys never miss an upload. Without further ado, let's get right into it. So I'm assuming from the looks of this website that Dominique Claire is the writer of these articles, and it's called Dom's 2 cents. It sounds like a blog page. And this article, it says Capcom announced Resident Evil 9 release date to be between 2024 and 2025. Did want a sidebar for this video. If you guys haven't checked it out yet, Capcom does have a countdown on their website, and right now it's at about 3 days and 5 hours left for some sort of announcement. Now that could be Resident Evil 8 DLC, that could be the announcement of the RE-verse multiplayer game they are putting out, or it could be Resident Evil 9, we don't know. So I did want to put that down in the description. Make sure to just check out the link, stay up to date with it. We're getting an announcement in 3 days, which is like, I think Sunday. So just make sure to keep your eye on it, and we definitely will cover whatever they announce here on the channel. So it starts off with, it has been a few months since the 8th installment of the popular zombie apocalypse video game franchise Resident Evil has been released. The 8th part of the horror game franchise was entitled Resident Evil Village. The ending of the last installment has made many fans and players curious about the information of the upcoming 9th installment of the Resident Evil franchise. Well, it is highly anticipated that Resident Evil 9 will be knocking at our doors sooner or later, but to be honest, the exact release date for the upcoming installment is still not known to us. In this context, you should know that Resident Evil 9 has been in development since 2018, even before Resident Evil Village was released. The last part of the Resident Evil franchise has left us biting our nails with its confusing ending. The fans and players are having too many questions about the future of this game. So, the only hope for the fans is the forthcoming part of the franchise. We all are looking forward to the release of Resident Evil 9, which hopefully answers all our confusion. At this moment, no announcement has been officially made by Capcom, but according to the reports from some inside sources, the release dates will be announced by Capcom in the 3rd or 4th quarter of next year. Even though we haven't gotten anything specific in our hands, we have some more information about the development of Resident Evil 9. An inside source named Aesthetic Gamer, aka Dusk Golem, we've checked out his stuff before, has posted on Twitter that Resident Evil 9 has started its work in 2018 at the time, even though the latest part of the franchise was not even released. He also gave his confirmation that the upcoming Resident Evil 9 is going to be developed within the longest time period in history of the whole franchise. It has been under development for 4 years and has already been assumed that the development period will continue for another 2 to 3 years. So considering all the facts, Resident Evil 9 is going to be out sometime in the year 2024 or 2025. Now these are the tweets that go back, and I'll put them on the screen for you guys. These tweets go back to April 10th of 2021, so I'm assuming we've already seen these before, but it says, I guess to summarize the last few tweets, simply and non-spoilerly, know that Village is a direct sequel to Resident Evil 7, was decided pretty early on. There are some things put in Resident Evil 7 that will make more sense after Resident Evil 8, more than the other series of titles in the series history. Then it says 2 out of 2, Resident Evil 7, Resident Evil 8 to Resident Evil 9 have a connected, planned out story as all ended in dev closed together. I also suspect that this is why they want to move past numbered titles after Resident Evil 9 to tell more self-contained stories, but rather than to plan out stories ahead of time, but it's cool here. Dusk Golem has given more confirmation that the upcoming installment will be the last one of the series of 3. The first 2 parts of the series, Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and Resident Evil 8 Village, have already been on board. The first 2 parts were represented in a first-person shooter mode, but the words are out that this forthcoming part will be represented in a third-person shooter mode, which is favorable to most parts of the fans. The story will follow the end of Resident Evil 8, and the game will most probably introduce a multiplayer mode for the first time. That's probably the RE-verse game mode we've been waiting on, that's still not out. If we follow the ending, we can notice that the post-credit scene at the ending of Resident Evil 8 implies that we will be seeing Rose and Chris for sure in the next installment. Aside from that, it is anticipated that we will be seeing Claire Redfield, Leon S. Kennedy, and Jill Valentine in Resident Evil 9. I'm assuming also we will be seeing some sort of Ada Wong showing up because she was supposed to be in Resident Evil 8 and her part got cut. That's going to do it for the article. This person doesn't sound too much like they know what they're talking about as far as the games. It's most of the details are a little bit plain, but it is true. I mean, Dusk Golem, it is Resident Evil 9 has been in development for quite some time now, and it is going to be the longest developed Resident Evil in their franchise history. Now, with Ada Wong, because they didn't mention seeing her in Resident Evil 9, I'm still considering the fact that might be the Resident Evil 8 DLC, but we're not sure yet since we haven't got any information on that any recent time since the announcement, which has kind of become a pattern I've seen in the gaming industry where people are announcing stuff way ahead of when they plan on releasing anything, and they build all this hype for nothing. I think games back in the day, I remember I used to get Game Informer magazines, and I'd open it and it would be like that game was you'd see it and you get excited about it, you read the article, and that game was coming out within 8 months of you kind of first hearing about it. And so I feel like game companies really need to take a step back of when they plan to announce something before they think it's going to come out for another 5 years. Like, it's just ridiculous. I am hopeful for Resident Evil 9. I'm really interested to see what they do with it, because they did like the whole murder house, in a swampy area in Biohazard, and then in Village was like a Transylvanian Van Helsing type werewolves and vampires and stuff like that. So I'm really interested to see the route they take with Resident Evil 9, and we will continue to just cover it here on the channel, so just make sure to keep up with all the videos we do here. That's going to do it for today's video about Resident Evil 9 and the possible release date being 2024 or 2025. If you guys did enjoy the video, please be sure to smash the thumbs up button. Consider subscribing here if you guys did enjoy the video or enjoy the content, and turn on the notification bell so you guys never miss an upload. As always, my name is Ross, and I will see you guys in the next video.